The solar eclipse. It's much, much more than that. Let me get this going, y'all. I'm going to flip this around because there is something they're not being truthful about. They're not telling us about it. They are not. I'm trying to put one and one together, which is two, and it could even be three. One and one together, and three. We've got the talk of the solar eclipse that is coming on April the 8th of 2024. And they got shirts out at the Walmart. The solar eclipse is on the front of the shirts like this. They're encouraging people to be outside and look up at the sky for when this solar eclipse happens. And this solar eclipse just so happens to be making an X in the sky, more or less. When it was here in 2017, it went the one way. And then in 2024, it's going the other way, the X from the solar eclipse. Listen to me. Listen to me. They talked about, you remember when NASA had to bring it out? We got a possible runaway black hole with a trail of stars, and they described it as an invisible monster on the loose, barreling through the intergalactic space so fast that if it were in our solar system, it could travel from the Earth to the moon in 14 minutes. Now we got the black hole. We got the black hole. We got the solar eclipse. You have to ask yourself, and it was a good question, why does the solar eclipse look like the black hole sun? Why does it look like the black hole sun? Is it one and the same? Is it? And is this solar eclipse that is coming, is that the invisible monsters that the news people were laughing about? We got an invisible monster headed this way. No, there's something to it. There is something going on. I'm trying to get myself typing here. It's the April 8th eclipse. April 8th eclipse. X marks the spot. X marks the spot, you all. You just tuning in. You're going to tune in. We're going to do it. Oh, look at this. It's in Paducah, Kentucky. Hello and good morning. Good afternoon. Look. On April the 8th in Paducah, I'm suspecting Paducah, Kentucky. That's because that's pretty near me. A partial solar eclipse begins at 12:42 p.m. Totality beginning at 2 p.m. and lasting approximately 1 minute and 31 seconds. The eclipse event will end at 3:18 p.m. After 2024, the next solar eclipse in the U.S. won't appear until 2044. 2044. So you have 2024 and then you have 2044. Then you have 2024. And now let's ask ourselves, why does the solar eclipse look like a black hole? Why does it? How do you know that you're not staring into the abyss of a black hole? How do you not know it? Just because they're saying, this is the example, because the moon is blocking the sun, the black thing you see is the silhouette of the moon in front of the sun, and the sun is glowing from behind. And the two photos we have, real black holes, now sort of look similar to that. Black holes look similar to that, as there's a dark spot in the middle surrounded by a ring of orange fire. The ring of orange fire. The ring of orange fire with a black hole. You know what they're showing at the Walmart on the shirts? The eclipse right here on your chest, and the ring of a reddish orange thing, fire around it, like the ring of fire around this solar eclipse. Let me see what the solar eclipse is going to look like. Solar eclipse. Let's type it in again. Solar eclipse 2024. Because you want to see what it looks like. You want to see what they got it looking at. They got the pictures for it. They got the images for it. They got it. Now see, here's what it's going to do. Let me see if I can do this. Gina, you're going to get it going. We're going to get it going. We're going to get it on here. Hello. I just want you to know, thank you for tuning in. Look at this. So it went this way in 2017. The total solar eclipse, it went this way. And when it comes back around, it's going this way. It's going to be like that. Historical chance. Oh, now we have a historical chance of clouds. Historical chance. Let's get it. See, this is the ring. the solar eclipse. It's a fiery ring. You know, I was listening to something this morning. I'm downstairs in the basement, straightening up the basement, something in the basement. I was listening about Mars. Mars has a reddish, the god of war and stuff like that, reddish orange glow to it. It's like a fiery, like energy. Fiery, fiery, fiery. The planet Mars. See, here's the spot. Look at this. So it's coming. It's coming. It's going. There's the center right there. There's the center right there. How come the black hole and the solar eclipse look practically identical? Joel, you have a degree in aerospace technology, and I can assure you, you are not looking. Joel, honey, I wonder how come you and only one other person is on here, like Robinson, an artist. Wonder how come it's just you and them. Well, we like to look at this by thinking outside the box, not going by the textbooks. What the textbooks are saying, we like to look outside the box because we know throughout history, history has been changed and history has been written time and time again throughout the ages of time itself. So how can we trust that which is written down as not being, how do we know it's not being manipulated? How do we know that it's not coming just from a selected few group, a group of few individuals writing down what they're told to write down, trying to tell us what's up in the sky, what we're looking at? Say we see an elephant in the sky and somebody's going to tell us, oh, that's not an elephant. That actually is a monkey. You're looking at a monkey when it looks like an elephant to us, okay? But somebody's going to tell us, no, 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 no. See, we're going to think outside the box. We're going to put two and two together is what we're going to do. We're going to be remembering how NASA said there's an invisible monster on the loose barreling through intergalactic space so fast that if it were in our solar system, it could travel from the Earth to the moon in 14 minutes. And when they described it on the NASA.com, the NASA website, they said it got kicked out of its host galaxy. And it was a supermassive black hole. A black hole sounds like the black hole sun. And what could happen from a black hole if we were to have a black hole show up? I think a lot of bad things could probably happen. It could. So could we say that just a solar eclipse, that's all it is? It's just the moon in front of the sun and creating a ring of fire. There's nothing here. There's nothing here at all, but we want you all to be outside. We want you to go outside and look up at the sun. Where did this come from? Where did the black hole sun come from? During a solar eclipse, when the moon looks whatever, is there such thing as a black hole sun? Is there such thing as that? Is our sun dying? Has our sun died and the real sun is the black sun? The black hole sun? Is that the truth? The real sun is the black hole sun, and they're really good to hide it. Is it? The dark spot in the middle surrounded by a red ring of fire. We got the ring of fire coming on here. Let's look at this. It's not going to look like this. It's not going to look like this. So let's keep going. NASA warns other runaway. Why would NASA do this? And why has NASA been warning of this way before 2023 about a runaway black hole, the invisible monster? Why would they even want to refer to it as an invisible monster? Why would they want to? Let me do this. Okay, we got it. We got it on here, you all. I want you to think outside the box. Think outside the box. What is going on in the sky truly? And I want you to know this video is being shadow banned. What is going on in the sky? Why is there a song about the black hole sun? Why is there a song about the black hole sun? Why? I was told that the black hole sun is here. The black hole sun is here. Is here. Is here. And it shows up during the solar eclipse. Look at this. They got a black hole sun. What's the meaning behind the black hole sun? It's layered with lyrics and invites a spectrum of interpretations, offering insights into the themes of disillusionment, concealed darkness, the quest for individual liberation. Are there any ceremonies that are going to be taking place during this solar eclipse, which kind of resembles a black hole? A supermassive black hole. Supermassive black hole. Hello. Hello. I ask you to think outside the box. There's something going on. And I'm getting a hot flash up here. I'm getting a hot flash. Look, there's some observers are observing light behind what? What are they observing light behind? What could they possibly be observing light behind when we're talking about this right here? Behind a black hole for the first time. Is that what a black hole looks like that? Wow, that kind of looks like one of the solar eclipses. Some part of the sun sometimes looks like that. You know what? You ever see the sun when it's rising up on the horizon and it seems to have wings like this? It seems to look like this as it's coming up from the sky. And actually, as it's coming down from the sky, going setting in the western sky, you ever see the sun look like that, have that curvature coming up from the horizon? It literally does. The sky is so chemtrailed, whited out, so you can't really see what's happening. And then when it's time for the sun to set, well, it kind of does look like it's so bright around the sun when it's setting, and it does have this shape occurring. Why are they saying that this is a black hole? Why would the astronomers observe light from behind a black hole for the first time? And we're going to have a solar eclipse that just so happens to look like a black hole. A black hole. Is it more than just a black hole? Is it more than just a solar eclipse? What truly is going on? Is there going to be like a ring of fire around it? They got the shirts out at the Walmart. They do. They got the shirts out for people to wear. They want the people to get outside and you go out there and you go watch that solar eclipse. There's something going on, and there's a lot of covering up that's going on in the sky. That's right. Well, it's the foreskin, whatever, vampire. I'm going to relay the information of what I see, okay? Why do they got the stuff on the shirts? Why are we talking about it all around the world if it's no big deal? There's a big deal to it, a very big deal happening with this solar eclipse, the reddish orange going to be around it, and the black hole sun. And the sun truly does, when it rises, it looks like this as it's rising. Then it gets up in the sky. It's got this shape. And when it goes down, we've seen it so many times, it has this shape around it. But you can't really see too much in here because they got it blasted so white. It's so white we can't see it. It's blinding if you try to look at the sun. It's so blinding is what it is. So I'm going to go. We got an invisible monster that is ripping and tearing its way through space. It's ripping and tearing its way through space. A supersonic. It's supersonic. Look at this, NASA. Hubble sees the possible runaway black hole, creating a trail of stars. Look, they catch it. They catch the runaway black hole. Look how it looks. It's coming so fast. This is where they were laughing about it. They were making fun of this black hole, this monstrous black hole that was coming here because we did a video on it and they were sitting there laughing. They were faking their laughs. This is how bad it got. This was last year on, let's look at the synchronicities. Shall we look at the synchronicities? We're looking at the timestamp. April the 8th is when they did that. April the 7th is when they did that. Now we got the black hole. We got the solar eclipse coming on April the 8th. April the 7th, CNN, 1 year, practically 1 year, they had to go on there and they had to laugh about this. Absolutely, this guy loses it over this runaway black hole, this invisible monster. There is a comet. It's the Devil's Comet. Is that what they called it? The Devil's Comet that is coming. You're going to watch this. Let me turn off my light. Let me look and see. See, they're laughing. They're playing the role. They're playing the role that they're supposed to play. She's acting like she's so funny. It's so funny. Let's make fun of this monstrous black hole that's coming, that is literally ripping and tearing its way through space. Let's just laugh about this monster black hole that is coming. Let's make fun of the songs. Let's make fun of it all because we like to make fun of things. We want to make light of it because there's no truth to it whatsoever. Okay, this is what they're doing. You're looking at this right now because I'm gonna mute it right now. You just wait a second. You're gonna flip it around you, I know. We had a guy on here, his name was Joe. He was an astronomer and stuff. I told him we like to think outside the block. I end up blocking him. Who are we to believe everything that we have been told throughout our whole entire life? Because there is evidence that history has been written throughout the ages, rewritten and rewritten. Even the Bible has been changed and changed and changed and changed and changed. Even from the manuscripts, even from the Dead Sea Scrolls, they change and change and change things. Okay, let's listen to him. He's on here. This is almost 1 year ago today.
That does not sound menacing at all. That is what NASA is now calling a possible runaway black hole that the Hubble telescope is now seeing, though it's invisible. CNN's Tom Foreman with the details here. Tom.
See, they want to laugh at it.
What's going on?
Yeah, happy Friday. Good news. Happy Friday. This is an extraordinary phenomenon that NASA scientists say they've never seen before. And of course, everyone's very excited about. What you're looking at right here is an artist's depiction of what's happening. To the left, the thing down there in the corner, that's this giant supermassive black hole that is blasting through space at an extraordinary speed. What you see at the far right, the little light space up there, is sort of a coalescence of light that seems to be related to what you see in the middle, which is stars that are being created by the compression of gas in front of this black hole because it's moving so fast, and then as the gas comes around the backside and has been heated, it forms stars. Normally it would just gobble them all up, but to put it in sort of simple physics terms, which will be completely incorrect, but it'll give you an idea, if you were to take a vacuum and run it over a really dirty carpet, it'll suck everything up. If you do it really fast, it'll suck some things up, but it'll also just create chaos with everything else. So this is a really exciting find and pretty amazing, John.
I am reliably told, I called this black hole rudely, I called it supermassive, but I'm told it like weighs 200 plus times, is it 200 suns? 20 million suns, 20 million suns, the weight of 20 million suns, and I saw...
20 million suns.
I saw Black Hole, the movie in 1979, and I'm still scared. Right. So why isn't this scary?
Well, first of all, that's a helpful measure because we all have a real sense of how much the sun weighs. So 20 million of them is really easy to get. But this thing, it weighs that much. It's traveling so fast, it could go from the Earth to the moon in about 14 minutes. Distance to the moon is around 250,000 miles, so that's well above the speed limit. And the really interesting thing about this, they found it by accident, John. They were looking at images from the Hubble Space Telescope, and when they were looking at it, they noticed this little weird streak out in space there. They thought initially that this was just some sort of an artifact on the camera. Not the case. Instead, they found a phenomenon like we've never seen before.
Tom Foreman, thank you for helping us through this.
My pleasure.
Thank you for explaining this
Good
so
luck.
well. Have a great weekend.
Now, watch them. They sat there. Let me turn the light on. They're going to sit there and they're going to laugh and they're going to make fun of this. And they said they found it by accident. I don't think they found it by accident. They were looking for it. They got that Lucifer telescope out there too. We got a solar eclipse coming. This right here, newscast happened on April the 7th of 2023. The runaway black hole that's ripping and tearing its way through space because it had a little tussle with its host galaxy with two other massive black holes or something like that, and it got kicked out, and it's making its way straight toward Earth. This was last year, and we got 1 day away from this April the 7th day. It's almost 1 year ago that this news story came out. Let's hear them. Let's watch them laugh about this supermassive, monstrous black hole because they want to make fun of it. They want to tell us the scientific method. We want to think outside the box because you cannot believe everything you hear nowadays. They rewrite things to fit their narrative. They really do rewrite things to fit their narrative. Let's push it. This is the faking their laughs.
Neither of you are ever allowed anywhere near me when I'm about to read an intro like this again. You can't do that.
Okay, but just to be fair, the person who wrote the press release for this, they have to be from a child of the 80s, because listen to this, just short line. Rather than gobbling up stars ahead of it like a cosmic Pac-Man, I'm like, who is writing this stuff? It's so good.
I can't. Is this good or is this evil? Tom Foreman did not answer that question.
Well, it's supermassive. I mean, I think the one thing we can all agree
Not being so judgmental.
is this
I don't. It does evaporate quickly. Okay, the nerd in me came out because anytime Tom.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
It's clearly Friday here.
So, let me do this. I'm going to turn this light back on. I'm going to turn the light back on. So they wanted to sit there and laugh about it, like make no big deal, but it's actually practically 1 year ago today that news story came out. And the black hole looks like a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse and a black hole are almost identical with a red ring of fire. And you know when that sun's been coming up on the horizon, I'm going to say it again, that sun has a big bright area and it literally loops over like that. And oftentimes when it comes down on the horizon, it has the same thing. It's so bright you can't even look at it. You can't look at it. Hello. Yeah. Laugh now and cry later. The New Republic. So we got it. So they observed it for the first time. This is in 2021, they said. I think they observed it before. And they're watching it. NASA is watching it. Einstein predicted this effect in his groundbreaking theory of general relativity, published more than 100 years ago. 100 years ago. See this like this right there. Boom, this is glow in the sky. The first picture of a black hole, of a supermassive black hole. And sometimes we have caught the sun on some of the cameras. In the center of the sun is a black hole. In the very center. And it's really teeny tiny like that. But on April the 8th of 2024, we're having a solar eclipse. And it's all the talk. It's all the big talk. And the black holes look similar to the solar eclipse. Okay, the solar eclipse. They look practically identical, more or less. And this is, there's going to X marks the spot right there. Yeah. So we can see it. You notice the moon. The moon is a slither of moons, slither, MJ Truther. I saw it last night in the western sky. It's coming up in the west with a shadow in front of it. Well, when I saw it in the western sky, the moon, it had a crescent on it. It did. And it was getting ready to go below the tree lines where I'm at. And I thought, I'm not going to film that moon because it was still practically daylight outside with that moon. It was. Okay, that's it. No, It's okay. It's okay for people without official degrees to think outside the box and look at a solar eclipse and look at a black hole and see the striking similarities between them and draw their own conclusions. Since when are we not allowed to think outside the box? Since when do we have to adhere to a certain train of thought, a textbook train of thought? Since when do we got to be programmed to see what they want us to see and think of it in the way in which they want us to think of it? It's happened all our lives. We're breaking free from the old constraints that held us. We're breaking free and we're going to be able to think for ourselves. And we're starting to think for ourselves. And let me tell you something. It's so liberating. It's so liberating within our being to be able to think for ourselves and not have to adhere to a certain train of thought put out there by the establishment. It's so liberating to this woman's on the inside. It's so liberating to you on the inside. It's a liberating thing to know that, no, I'm going to think for myself. I don't have to think the way you want me to think. I've got eyes to see, and they're spiritual at this point. The veil is being lifted over our eyes, you all. There's something going on. You got the monster black hole almost 1 year ago today, like in a few hours. CNN did the story on it. They did. And we're going to see the solar eclipse. And what effect did it have? Who knows what it's going to have, but it's X marks the spot, exploring Kentucky in Paducah, Kentucky. And it's going to happen at 12. Look at all the fours. The fours and the twos. So Paducah. So let's look at the number symbolism and the numerology. We got a number 8. We got a 1242. We got a 200. We got a 31 seconds. 318. We got a 2024, and it's not supposed to appear again until 2044. 2044, and we got 136 people watching and 44 thumbs up. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. The apocalypse. The apocalypse. Yeah, we got to get ourselves ready on the inside, and you better start thinking outside the box. You better start doing your own thinking. Here's his thinking. Thinking is like opinions. Getting other people's opinions for your life. Letting other people decide what's best for you in your life, what it's best for the decisions for you to take. When you take other people's opinions as your own, you may find out that their opinions don't fit in your life, that their opinions just don't work in your life, and their opinions are just that. It's their opinions. They're not your opinions, because you may see your world a totally different way. You may handle your circumstances a totally different way, and it could very well be the heart way, the way of the heart, the way of the heart. You got to start thinking for yourself. Quit relying on everybody else to do the thinking for you. You got to come to your own conclusions. You got to make your own decisions. And I can guarantee you, when you come from a position of love, when you're grounded on the inside of your being and you allow that love to work inside of you, and you allow your eyes, your spiritual eyes to open, when you allow your third eye to open, you are going to be very well equipped to be able to think for yourself, to think outside the box, to make your own decisions and do what's best for you in your life without having to adhere to a certain train of thought by other individuals, by the establishment and stuff. You are going to be able to look at things and realize and see, okay, this is what's actually happening. You're going to be able to do it. I promise you, you are. So the solar eclipse, and it's okay to question. It's okay to question. It's like you ever hear somebody, don't you question. You are not to question. Why not? Why can't I question? Because I don't think what you're telling me is the truth, so why can't I question it? There's a lot of people who stray away from questioning. They just take what you say for granted. Oh, it's just a solar eclipse. There's no such thing as a black hole. It's not what you think. And look, there's something up there. It's not what you think. There's nothing to it. Everything you see on TV is the truth because it's on TV. Okay, it's on TV. I'm done talking, you all. I'm done talking. There's something going on. We got an invisible monster, a monstrous black hole that got kicked out of its host galaxy that is ripping and tearing its way through space, and it's got a trail of stars behind it. Over 200,000 miles long, or light years, whatever you want to call it. There's something happening. And it seems like there is a hurriedness around the energies on this earth that are trying to get everything done that they can, because they know something's coming, and they know once this something comes, once this something hits, they ain't going to have no more time to get done whatever it is they want to get done, because their time will be up too. So there is a hurriedness on their behalf, and you all better get prepared on the inside of your being, and you better hurry up and get your plans in order. Make your plans. Make your plans. Put your plans in action. Get yourself ready. Think outside the box. Think for yourself. You don't have to think the way someone else tells you to think. You don't. You can reason. You can rise above it. And we're finding out what we've been told has not been the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. No, it's been a lie. It's been an L-I-E, a great big fat lie in a lot of things. And people have lost their lives over listening to these lies that have been shoved down our throats. You just name it. All areas of our life, we have been deceived by the great deceiving spirit that's on this earth. And they'll stop at nothing to continue their deception. It's time that we step into our divinity, step into our divine power, our divine nature that's on the inside of us, and start thinking for ourselves and start coming together on a spiritual level, because that's how we're going to make it. We're going to have to come together on a spiritual level. No. There's something more to it. Gina, you are long-winded. I'm long-winded. I am long-winded. I know what that sun looks like when it's coming up in the sky, and I've noticed that arch. I've noticed it when it's coming down. You can't see. It's so bright you can't even look at it. Why? What are you hiding up there? Is there such thing as a black hole sun? There's such thing as a black hole. Why would you call it a black hole sun? Is there something more to the black hole sun? Could it be a possible black hole? And why are you looking for a black hole? Why are they looking for stuff like that? You are. We're not alone. Okay, we're not alone. Let me see this right here. Yeah, we're not alone. I'm done talking. We got the solar eclipse, and it was practically 1 year ago, minus a few hours. At a few hours that CNN came out with their story, and they were laughing at the invisible monster that is ripping and tearing its way through space. It's an invisible black hole. They were laughing and faking their laughs. They thinking it's funny. And the one girl asked, well, is it evil? You didn't say nothing about evil, and he wouldn't answer. She asked, is it evil? You better look at the clues that came in that CNN, because there's clues everywhere. If your eyes are open, you're going to see. But if your eyes are shut, then they're spiritually shut, and there's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing nobody else can do to you. Unless God opens up your eyes, you ain't going to see nothing. You are going to continue to adhere to the regulations that are in front of you. You're going to adhere to the mindset that they want you to adhere to. You're going to find yourself totally chained down to this earth, more or less, spiritually speaking. Yeah, you ain't going to be able to think outside the box, because you're going to think the way they want you to think. You're going to become part of that thing where everybody thinks the same. You're going to get programmed even more and more and more if you don't start thinking outside the box. You're going to really, it's going to do you in. I got to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, Jeannie. You fired up. I get a little bit excited. A little bit excited. I get a little excited. I'm so excited I can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. How about that? Thank you for your comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's hard to get the information out when they don't want us to get the information out. When they want to tell their own narrative, well, now we got our own we got our narrative too that we want to tell, that we want to share our narrative. You share your narrative, and we want to share our narrative. And your narrative does not supersede our narrative. Okay, just because we're in this physical body on earth doesn't mean that our souls, your narrative is going to supersede our soul's mission. It's not. It's not. It's not going to supersede our soul's mission on this earth. So I'm going to go, you all, and sorry about that little rant. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. If there's any moderators on here, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Please give this video a thumbs up. Share this video and think outside the box. Step into your divine nature, which is on the inside of you. Realize how strong you are, how powerful you are. Realize who you belong to, who you're connected to. You're connected to the Most High. You are. Right on the inside of here. Pure, 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 pure energy. Pure energy. Love you.